Right, no idea who's going to be out first. Let's play that game. It's normally Dorado last season. Yep, it's Dorado, but no, it's not. And Alfa Romeo has pipped him out. That's Riva, the first car out on track here in Belgium. Of course, we do have to contend with cold tyres this time. What's the strat? I would probably... Normally I'd do a medium soft against the eye, but I think there's going to be an early safety car, so I would soft medium. That's what I would do. I'm out of the conversation topics during an outlap, so we're gonna watch whoever starts the lap first. Lots of weaving going on to warm up these tyres, and almost everyone out on track aside from three cars, Reese, Freesh and Karma. I agree with that choice, there's no point risking the car. Do a run midway when it's quiet and then do a run at the end. So we revert to come and start a lap first. Let's full screen switch now. So, Revert comes through to start the first flying lap of the day. Sam Baker starts his as well, just behind. Will be interesting to see what the first time of the day will be from the Alfa Romeo driver. Slight lift up Radion can definitely push the track limits a little bit more than they were pushed. I think you can probably get over taking it flat in qualifying. I still don't know what the chicane is called. It's not Puon. It's not the camel chicane. I might call it that though, because it's easy to call it the camel chicane. Yeah. Anyway, slightly wide through the off-camber right-hander. There was a very good run through No Name, very aggressive into Puon, but the car looked to be slightly over-rotating there. I'm not quite sure if it was or not. It may have just been a trick with the camera. But it looks like quite a nice car to drive so far. Using all of the curb on the exit there. Purple to the second sector, that is to be expected though. Rocky Banana has since taken his car back into the pit lane and is now the only car in the pit lane. Slightly wide through Blanchimont, can definitely get a bit closer to that inside curb, but you don't want to risk the car too much this early, so definitely leave it a little bit on the table. Good run through the bus stop chicane, and it will be a 44.6. Sam Bacon Haas was 4 tenths slower behind with a 45.0. Next car to the line is Skirthard, who did a 49.0, so clearly making a mistake on that lap. Dorado was next with a 45.0 as well. Gets that car stuck on the sausage a tiny bit. Party slots into 4th with a 48.4, but immediately gets displaced by Curly, who does a 46.0. Next car to the line will be Toxic Demon for the McLaren. Chicane is called Lacombe. Thank you. Yes, that does make... Yes. That is what it's called. I keep forgetting. Thank you for that revert. Demon goes 5th with a 46.1. Slots in just behind Demon and alongside Party. Morton is crying for some reason. Why are you crying? What happened? Bateman goes next with a 2:01.9, so again, some kind of mistake on that lap. Clover jumps to 5th behind his teammate, 46-0. Ferrari will be next to the line, and that can only be Prix. What time will they be able to put in today? It looks good. It's a 44.4. That's provisional pole by 2/10 ahead of Revert. But now Revert is going into the pit lane. Never mind. They're not responding. I don't think Dorado will be responding this lap either. He also takes one to the pit lane. I presume Skirthard will be doing the same. Yep. Is there anyone on a lap? Impulse is definitely on a lap by the looks of things. So it's a very entirely run through the middle sector. Goes purple. This could be a very good lap from the Alpine driver, possibly challenging provisional pole. Double stack into the box for Dorado. That's a really unlucky one. Only a few cars that actually don't have to worry about double stacks today, and they are Aston Martin, Alpine, and Red Bull, I think. Impulse jumps to 5th with a 45.3. Still possesses that purple middle sector. Bateman has improved to a 49.0. I think so is Skirthard. That might be wrong though. Rocky Banana on a lap has a slightly scruffy run through No Name. I think Reese is also on a lap, so it'll be very interesting what Reese puts in here for the McLaren. Rocky Banana was leaving a big margin through some of these corners, can definitely push the exits a little bit more through corners like Puon. Maybe not quite confident in the setup, and you know, it's purely speculative. Only driver will know what's going on. A Mercedes has gone straight on the chicane. That's Karma. I'm not quite sure what's gone on there. Is that car's wing in one piece? Would be nice if the game would show us. It looks to be. Back on board with Rocky Banana. It's the run up to the line, and they do a 2:04. It'll be Reese next, who is going for a very aggressive run through Blanchimont. Really gets close to that curve, maximizes the extent of the track. Maybe mounted that first curve of the chicane a tiny bit too much. That might throw them off slightly. Run to the line. It's a 45.5. That only puts them P6. That is not what we were expecting from the McLaren driver. Missed it on my in-lap. Oh, Curly, that's unfortunate. Bateman, who's having off somewhere, is missing a front wing. But now it will be OJ English, next car to the line. So Terry, they're just letting everyone by. Did they just go into the back of an Alfa Romeo? Did they just go into the back of Revert? Whole lap on low fuel mode, that's tough. The wing of that car is okay. They cross very dangerously in front of the Red Bull of MC Party, who is now starting a lap. JL Broughton will be the next car to finish. Never mind, that car's missing a wing. Broughton, would you care to explain? Couple of drivers up front going for another lap. Revert is one of them in the Alfa Romeo. I'd be a bit worried about that car having rear wing or diffuser damage. Nightbot warns Broughton in chat for spamming caps. Broughton, I cannot believe you would do this. This is the biggest crime imaginable. It's looking like a good run so far from Revert in the Alfa Romeo. I prefer not to put the commentator's curse on this, but it's That car looks really comfortable around this track. Maybe left a slight margin out there. We had a slight delay. By a slight delay, I mean like a half an hour delay. But we're going now. And there's no Rise Verde, so rip. Purple second sector for Revert F1 in the Alfa Romeo. If they're up by more than 2/10, this will put them on provisional pole. And they've got some ERS to spare, leaves much less margin on track there through Blanchimont. That's what we like to see. And diverts the car into the pit lane. So I'm interested what the strategy there is. Maybe feeling like they won't have enough time for a final run. Broughton, you'll be alright. I think this is going to be your lap. You can do it. Grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. Yellow flags in the third sector. That might have been a spin for one of the AlphaTauris, not sure which one, but they seem to be going again, so it's nothing major. Well, rather, I don't think this is an in-lap from the Mercedes. It's still quality because we had a delay. So it's been a pretty good lap from Dorado here, but that's going to get diverted into the pit lane. Their teammate Tix1 Karma is coming through to start a lap. 5 minutes left on the clock, but turns out of the Boston chicane, so might not be the lap they have been looking for. Party has had problems up already on, but that Red Bull is still going, so that is a positive sign. Down by a second, never. That's unfortunate, but still, you got 4.5 minutes. Just prioritize that final run. And the purple sector 2. Purple sector 2. Ooh. Everyone seems to get quicker and quicker through second sector, so it could be anyone's, to be honest. Prix for the Ferrari on that paper. I think their teammate Gerald Broughton is just ahead. Has Sass done laps yet? Not to my knowledge. Is Scathard retires. Have they crashed it in the pit lane? Let's have a look from Bateman and Curley racing each other in qualifying. Can't say I've ever seen that before. It's not great for your lap time. Demon someone's gone somewhere. English has jumped up to 4th with a 44.8. Broughton will be the next car to the line. Just threads that car through the chicane. That is a better lap. You can't just dream. Well, that's not good. Broughton jumps up to 6th with a 45.0. Their teammate Frisch in the other Ferrari is 2.6 down. So I think this lap that they have just started is going to be their main lap. Right, there we go. Back to it then. Yellow flags out in the second sector, running into the third, but they are going again, so nothing too major. There's a slow McLaren on the run down to running. I think that's Reese was attempting let Impulse past, but Impulse doesn't want to go past. There we go. Karma retires from the session. Was that in the pit lane? That was the same place that Scarthard had their issues. I think a few drivers just catching the car on the inside of that bollard. Yellow flags down the camel straight running into a com. Not sure why we sat on board with Reese. Until Freish's at the. Ooh! Carly has had a really bad spin through the exit of the chicane. Looks like they were going to try and go backwards to get into the pit lane there. I would not recommend unless their teammate goes in. Carly, this is quite a dangerous game. I think it's going to get you disqualified. He's just about made it. I'll give him that. Meanwhile, Freach runs through Blanchard, but no, hang on. Broughton is about to finish a second lap here first. Well, it's a slow lap, so we'll leave that one behind. Party coming across to finish the lap now. Went slower by 2.2 seconds, and Freach once more aborts into the pit lane as OJ English retires in the pit lane as well. And Eldorado has had trouble at Lacombe. So that will be an end to the Mercedes session as well. Salmon looks to be in low fuel mode. Ooh. That's really unfortunate. So 35 seconds left of qualifying. Salmon Baker coming through to start up, so maybe not in low fuel mode like I previously thought, just getting out the way of some cars. Broughton pushing that car very nicely through Puon. Be interested to see these split times when they come up shortly. Broughton is 4.2 seconds down on their time code. I don't know if that's a timing glitch or not. So Freach has wrapped up their session. Eldorado is apparently 14.2 seconds down. That looks to be the case. I don't think we have any timing glitches going on. Broughton will be next car to the line. Has backed off significantly. So next car still on a flyer will be MC Party, who aborts it into the pit lane. So from there, next car will be Reese in the McLaren. Chooses to finish it as Broughton gets disqualified for going the wrong way. Reese jumps up to the front row alongside Free to the 44.4, but what will Revert be able to do? Who's gone purple to the second sector, just 5/10 up. So as it stands, they are going to take pole position in Belgium. Lovely run through the bus stop chicane there. Maybe could have track extended slightly more, but goes purple with 40 to do a 44.1. That is pole by just under 3/10 of a second. So final car to the line will be Bateman in the Haas with his 13.6 seconds down. So we can quite conclusively say that our qualifying lineup is Revert from Freach, Reese, Dorado, English, Salmon, Impulse, Demon, Clover, Curly, Skirthard, Party, Bateman, Banana, Sass, Karma, and Broughton. So, our formation lap gets underway in Belgium as the game has absolutely no idea what to do with itself and told us that we were on board with Revert when it gave us Sass's point of view. Let me just fill up the HUD and then we will go through our grid order. So, Revert took pole in a dramatic qualifying session with Frisch in the Ferrari sharing a front row with him. Reese in the McLaren took third, followed by Eldorado in the Mercedes, who has now been disqualified for some reason. Same goes for OJ English. Salmon took sixth, followed by Impulse, who is also disqualified. Toxic took eighth, is the highest car to start on the medium tyre, followed by Clover on the soft and Carly on the medium to round out the top 10. Skirthard took 11th and is also on the soft. The same goes for Party and Bateman in the Red Bull and Haas. Banana in 14th has chosen the hard tyre, followed by Sass, Karma and Broughton, all on the soft. Just have to give you medium. Oh, that's rough, Carly. Still, can just do medium soft. That's gonna be so cold. Yeah, that's the trouble with getting disqualified. Revert and Frisch have built a massive gap to the pack. They might want to back things down here. Yeah, I think it does. You're in for any contact whatsoever. Frisch trying to drop back and meet this train of cars. I would be doing the same. Yeah, I think Revert has almost stopped the car. Broughton gets disqualified at the last moment. I'm not sure what's gone on there. Of course, Broughton was originally 6th and then decided to be silly and get disqualified. Really going to be 6th, yeah. Adoro Tay joins the lobby. That's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, it's a Codemasters game. What are you expecting? Frisch is taking the lead from Revert somehow, but we are starting to get some cars parking up on the grid. So, Revert places that car in the slot. Reese gets disqualified. Salmon is next in as Banana gets disqualified. Demon, Clover, Carly, Skethard all in. So, oh dear. 5 lights. And we are away in Belgium for round 3 of FVC2. Frisch bogs down slightly. They're 3, 4, 5 wide behind. Frisch gets hit into turn 1, gets pushed off the circuit. It's gone from 2nd to 5th. Lots of cars wide and can't quite rejoin there. Goes into the side of Dorado. And there's Party who's been caught in it. So everyone will have to be careful, try and get through that. They are all past full course. Safety car has been deployed. So let's take a review of what went on there. Revert holds the lead. Reese has jumped Frisch into 3rd. English. Reese jumped Frisch in 2nd even. English 3rd. Baker 4th. Impulse 5th. Curly 6th. Toxic Demon 7th. Broughton in 8th. Karma in 9th. Dorado in 10th. Frisch in 11th. Bateman in 12th. Clover 13th. Banana 14th. And Saskia 15th. Skirthard and Party both retiring. This is so fun. Yeah. Right start. It's just unlucky, really. Hang on, that was only a virtual stage goal. We're racing again. Sorry, I missed that. Reese immediately attack of Revert. Revert goes up with a 55-7, but Reese is closing that gap quite rapidly with a new setup that they have not tried before, I don't think, aside from in qualifying. We'll be looking to try and take the lead quite shortly. Freesh all the way down the order, clearly leaving a new wing after the first lap scuffle. Quite a few people. Sass gets promoted into the points for Aston Martin. Meanwhile, Reese on the back of Revert will be looking to try and make a move. Changes to the outside in the Kemmel straight. We'll be looking to have the outside into Lecombe. Purple to the first sector. They're wheel to wheel. Soft versus soft. McLaren versus Alfa Romeo. Reese have a look but won't go for a move into the off-camber right-hander. Through No Name, who will get the better run? It looks like Reese mildly takes better exit, but we'll have to be careful because OJ English is there in the mix. Freesh takes mediums, we'll be looking to go to the end on that tyre. So, once more, it is a 3-car fight at the front in FVC2. Revert from Reese from English. Reese closing rapidly. The gap is now 2/10. 10th and a half through Blanchimont. Takes a slightly wider run, slightly smoother run. Then the Alfa Romeo will look to the outside of the chicane. The Alfa Romeo takes right brake slightly later, so maybe Reese easing off a tiny bit. Almost gets into contact with English, but Revert has survived the first of many assaults. OJ English goes Impulse goes purple. Karma goes purple with a 46.6. DRS has also now been enabled, so Reese will be absolutely flying towards Revert into Lecombe, but maybe that car's a little bit unstable through a Rouge there. Clover joins back into the lobby after an early disconnect. DRS is deployed in the McLaren. Karma DNFs as Reese goes for a move for the lead. Virtual safety car is deployed once more. Let's go and find the carcass of that Mercedes. That's just a really unfortunate position for it to be in, I think. Karma leaves the session, quite understandably. Skirthard, yeah, what happened on the safety car, Skirthard? Now, if Revert's clever here, he can put some pressure on Reese, and Reese will end up speed. Oh, Revert almost replicates what Rise Verde did in the Summer Series. That could have been disastrous. Parsley leaves the session. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, there's always next week. Salmon Baker takes a drive through speeding on the virtual safety car as Reese and Revert all go into pit lane. OJ English stays out to inherit the lead. Impulse stays out, so does Broughton, Curly. Everyone's staying out aside from these two. Bateman spins out of the bus stop chicane, but has to reset track. That is a little bit illegal there. Reese gets forced to wait for Revert. I'm not quite sure what that was, but they're not going to join into the battle between Banana and Bateman. The Reese appears to have lost a lot of time from the pits there. Bateman has a slight over-rotation going up Radion. So, the Haas right, using that DRS, closing up to the limbs, but braking slightly earlier. Will not be able to get the move done here. Of course, these two will have to be careful because they've got the two cars that are in contention for the lead as Rocky Banana spins. We'll have to be very careful. Reese and Revert both come by. Revert onto the hard tyre, Reese onto the medium. I'm not sure on that strategy call there from Revert, but we'll have to see how the tyres wear. Prix closing in on Saskia Mole. Well, she is running in the points at the moment, so it's not out of the question, but Impulse has had a problem in the third sector. Curly goes right by the stricken Alpine. And now Reese is right on the back of Revert. These two were fighting for the lead, but they need to be very careful as OJ English could take this. OJ English goes into lane 4. The overcut attempt per yellow flag in the second sector. Reese having a look through, which won't work. Tries to take the outside, but the Alfa Romeo again breaks later. Everyone in front of them goes into lane. Curly now inherits the lead. Now these two are going to need to beat OJ English through turn 1, and they haven't. OJ English has successfully got in front with their wobbling. So now, will they be able to get back past before his tyres warm up? He will be slow for these first few corners, this first sector, maybe the second, but by the third, those tyres are going to be there. Revert gets DRS on the Williams, chooses to go for the inside. Reese is going to be looking to get something done as well. Considered the last minute lunge, but now he's got a cold-tired English between him and Reva. He's going to have to try and take a better run into the off-camber right-hander. Looks up the inside, tries to get up the inside, gets the move. But now these three all fighting for the lead. Once more, Reva with a severe tyre disadvantage. Reese looking to the inside at Puon. Has to back out of the move, but keeps his McLaren very close. Sass has now taken a pit stop, dropping her back to the last running cars. Braun and Frisch in 5th and 6th, looking to try and get a good haul of Ferrari points here today. But Reese really on the back of Reva, will be trying to take a good run, might try and make a move into Blanchimont. Is he going to try and go around the outside? Meanwhile, English is coming in. Reese gets forced to pull out the move, but now English is going to try and go around the outside of Frisch at Blanchimont. It's great racing. Reese will be looking around the outside of Reva into the hairpin. Slight contact. This is going to let English come into things. But they hang on for the moment. Broughton as well could get brought into this fight. Reese trying to maybe break the dirty other. I'm not quite sure what that was about. But there is a strategy. So now Reese will be looking to try and use the advantage DRS brings. Yellow flag and take the through, but it's clear. Bateman takes a fighting for a severe collision with Rocky. Reese looking to go around the outside of Reva. Gets it. Almost done, but they're neck and neck into Lecom. Reese just about takes the position, but the Alfa Romeo looks in. Stuck the nose in, but has to cut over the grass there to avoid contact. And now he's under fire from Revert, or English even. English trying to get around the outside through no lane. We're going to be looking to take the inside now into Puon. Can't quite get it done. Had a look, had a think. But the longer that English gets stuck behind Revert, the more time he loses to Reese. Revert runs wide on that hard tyre and gets forced to cede the position to English. So now English is going to be trying to get back into Reese's DRS, but Reese is probably going to be badly trying to keep him at an arm's length. And now Broughton is on the back of Revert, trying to also go for a move. We'll go for the inside through Blanchimont. That's a very bold move from the Ferrari driver. Almost pushes the Alfa Romeo off track. Alfa Romeo will have the inside for the chicane. Broughton's going to try and go for the switchback. Oh no, but the Alfa Romeo tried to go in the pit lane and they've made contact. Reva dumped onto the grass there. Will struggle to get that car turned around quickly. Frisch also slips past as Reva pulls it into the pit lane. So Curly still leads but has not taken a pit stop just yet in that AlphaTauri. So Reaver clearly feeling as if that hard tire wasn't working for him still on the medium, so it's going to be a big charge back to the front. I think I just swallowed the wrong way, that's fun. Salmon within half a second of Clover, these two once more fighting on track. We saw that on some of the 5 lappers earlier as well. Salmon looks inside the clover but can't quite get the move done. But ahead, Dorado and Demon side by side. Dorado with substantially less ERS than the McLaren, but just about takes the move. The Demon on the soft will be looking to use that tire advantage against Mercedes. Tried to look around the outside through Blanchard, but it's not quite going to happen. Will there be a move into the chicane? No, there will not, as Saskia Mole retires through Kuon. We will jump on board with Rocky Banana to see where the stricken Aston Martin is. Ooh, that's a dodgy placement. Spun into the inside wall and then got rebounded back across the circuit. Impulse now on the back of Demon, looking to make a move. Maybe Demon's soft tyres falling off a bit. Maybe they finally hit that cliff. Meanwhile, English and Broughton also having a battle. Broughton promotes himself onto the podium. Will be looking to try and chase down Reese now. Demon tries to come back on Impulse, will try and use the outside run into the con, gets him around the outside under braking, but now English is still on the back of Broughton. And this is not what Broughton wants. He does not want to be going defensive, he wants to be closing in on Reese. Of course, Reese, Broughton and English are all still on the podium, because Curley, your leader in the AlphaTauri, is yet to stop. I think he's trying to go along and wait for a safety car, but the tyres are so burnt up by this point that I'm not sure if that's really possible. Interesting whether he boxes this lap. We will see as he comes into the chicane. Again, goes for another lap on those medium tyres. They must be getting near puncture territory though. English and Broughton, the battle continues, but they are slowly starting to put time on Reese. Meanwhile, Impulse and Demon, once again, having at it. Oh, but Demon loops it through the exit of the bus stop chicane. Does it into a very nice effort, but it's clearly lost a good amount of time. English has now got past Broughton, but is substantially low on ERS. And Broughton will have DRS down the Kemmel straight, so we'll just really be looking to stretch that gap into their com. But look, they've lost 7/10 from that. If they keep fighting like that, it has secured Reese a race win, as Revert heads into the pit lane and retires from the race. That is a legal move as long as it's not done on track. Again, Broughton is just losing more and more touch to Reese because of this battle with English. English needs to let him go and just let himself be pulled along, but it's not happening. Demon has had yet more trouble with those soft tyres. I'm wondering if he's got a puncture. He hasn't, is just struggling. English, once again, looking to make a move on Broughton. It's not going to happen. 2/10 between them unless he can get a good run in chicane. But Broughton finally putting a gap between him and English as Curley finally gives up on his safety car dreams and returns to the pit lane for a new set of tyres. Second stop. Reese. That's really unfortunate revert. That's quite tight. I think they would have been... I think you would have been stronger in the end, but I think when you got onto them, they were a very slow tyre. Broughton has now dropped English out of the DRS lead. English will have DRS one final time, but Broughton is very firm on his hunt for Rees. The gap has fallen by a second already. It's McLaren versus Ferrari versus Williams. What year is this? Running temps in the soft. Ah, yeah, that does actually make sense if you're looking at temperature. I think the meta on this game is actually just minimum pressures on all four tyres. That's what I've heard. I can't verify if it's true or not, so it might be worth testing by yourself. But English has now started to regain on Broughton. Broughton's losing a bit more touch to Rees there. Drops by 0.3 this lap. So, there's a long-going battle for second to settle. English just hanging on to the coattails of DRS of the Ferrari, but it's going to be very, very close. We can do another race after without points. If people are up for it in the Discord, then yeah, you're welcome to set something up. I'm not going to be able to commentate on it though. But yeah, if people in the Discord are interested, just say, like, does anyone want to do this again, but without points? And you'll get some responses. Broughton has absolutely closed the gap on Rees whilst I was not looking. It's like the signs out of Doctor Who. Look away for 1 second and he's moved half a mile. Not the Science the Angels even. That gap is within danger of falling under a second. Rees is just going to be... Rees, slightly older mediums as well here. We'll be looking to just try and eke them out to the end of this race. 1.3 between our top two. One mistake could see Rees lose this race. One mistake from anyone on the podium could see them fall off the podium even. Because Frisch is there, 4 seconds back, had quite a kind of really unlucky start to this race, but has recovered it very well. It's been a brilliant drive from them. But Rees enters the final sector with 1.5 seconds on Broughton. This is his race to win, and no one will be close enough to stop him. Broughton has thrown everything at him in these last 2 laps as the gap finally falls below 1 second. But it's Rees who wins in Belgium, followed by Broughton and English. Rees will be next across. It was taking chunks out of English through those final few corners, but is not good enough for the podium. Curly next, Graffatari tried to run it long for a safety car, but it didn't quite work. Comes home in P5, followed by Impulse and Dorado in P6 and 7 respectively. Rocky Banana retires from the race as Clover and Salmon Baker are going to be racing to the line. AlphaTauri versus Haas. It'll be AlphaTauri from Haas for 8th and 9th. Bankman will be next for 10th. We'll take an extra 5-second penalty for not serving one from before, but that is it. Demon, the last car to the line, comes home in P11. Tyres dropped off at the end, says Dorado. I'm not surprised. 10 laps on mediums is no easy feat with a track like this. Broughton is your driver for the day as recommended by the game. I would agree with that. Back row of the grid to the podium. But it's this man here, Rees, who is your winner today for McLaren. So, Reese LFC took a very dominant win. I'm pretty sure he led almost at least half of the laps here in Spa today. Broughton and English rounded off the podium after a fantastic final few laps. Fourth down was Frisch, Curly, Impulse, Dorado, Clover, Baker and Bateman to round out the top 10 with Demon, Banana, Revert, Sass, Karma, Skirt and Party coming in 11th from 17th.